DK here, and welcome to the answering portion of the Q&A. Before I get into this, I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who participated in asking questions and whatnot. I really appreciate it. This was easily the most successful Q&A I've ever done. I got over, I think, 50 questions in total. Could not be more pleased with the result. Really excited to get into this. A lot of you asked some really great questions. And yeah, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into it because this is going to be a very long video. So sit back, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get into the Q&A. The first question I got is from AJ, also known as Supersonic, over on Discord. I've been talking to him over on Discord. Thanks so much for the support of my channel, dude. I really appreciate it. You've been helping me a lot. And he asks, what other hobbies do you have and what else interests you besides horror? So, other hobbies that I have besides horror... I play a lot of video games on my Nintendo Switch here. I play roguelike games that I used to play over on Steam that I now play on my Switch. But yeah, here are the games I play. I play Rogue Legacy, which is a fun little roguelike platformer. Darkest Dungeon, which is one of the hardest games I've ever played in my life. It's like an RPG roguelike. Dead Cells, absolutely phenomenal roguelike platformer. Absolutely love that game. Super smooth and awesome. The Escapist is actually a game I've never played before. I bought it on sale, still haven't tried it out, but I've watched a lot of people play it, and it looks like a fun game. Nuclear Throne is my favorite video game of all time. That's a top-down roguelike bullet hell game, and it's just amazing. I love it. Mortal Redneck is a roguelike first-person shooter that I love. The Binding of Isaac is a top-down roguelike shooter, extremely good, bullet hell as well. Same with Enter the Gungeon, top-down roguelike shooter, bullet hell. Risk of Rain is a third-person shooter roguelike. Then I got Paranautical Activity, which is another first-person shooter roguelike that I don't like nearly as much as a Mortal Redneck. And the original Risk of Rain, which is a roguelike platformer. So I really love those games. I play those very, very, very often. Other hobbies, let's see here, what other hobbies? I used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to be into that, not so much these days, but used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, those are really the only hobbies that really come to mind. But other interests I have besides horror, I really love a lot of superhero movies. I really love a lot of superhero movies. I really like I love Breaking Bad. I like a couple animes. Kill la Kill is my favorite show of all time. Yeah, I definitely have other interests besides just horror. But yeah, those are a couple of the ones that just come to mind right off the bat. So thank you for your question, AJ. You rock. The next one I got is from Ismail, who asks, favorite horror movie soundtrack and who are some of your favorite artists? Favorite horror movie soundtrack, we definitely have to go to Saw because of Hello Zep. That song is is easily my favorite song in like any movie period, and you know, Saw's my favorite movie of all time. Yeah, I love that soundtrack. The Collector is also in the conversation. I really like the opening score of The Collector, Shut Up and Bleed, really, really awesome song. And the soundtrack for Idle Hands is also in the conversation as well. I really love that soundtrack as well. So, yeah, favorite artists. I don't know much artists, but the two that come to mind are the work of Salvador Dali and Edvard Munch. I think they make really, really, really cool artwork. Off the top of my head, those are just a couple that come to mind. So, yeah, thanks for your question, Ismail. You rock. Crying asks, what's your sexuality? I sexually identify as an attack helicopter. Thank you for asking. Derek Castillo asks, what was your first NECA figure and what inspired you to collect? My first NECA figure was the Ultimate 2017 Pennywise, and I got that after watching one of my favorite YouTubers, MGO316. He reviewed that figure, and I had seen the movie a little early. Like a week before he posted that I had seen the movie and I really liked the movie, and I thought the figure looked so freaking cool, so I was at Target like a week or so later and I found the figure and I bought it because I really loved the movie and I thought the figure looked so cool. And I didn't actually open it for like the first week, but when I finally opened it, I loved it, and it sparked this huge interest, and I went and checked out a bunch of other NECA figures that existed, and I saw they had a Jason, and Jason was always my favorite horror character, Freddy, and then they had Chucky as well, and yeah, I just kept building, got all my favorite horror characters, and it eventually divulged into this. So that is how I started collecting. I think that was like 2018 is when that started. So I haven't been collecting for like an extremely long amount of time. Yeah, that's kind of how it started. So thanks so much for your question, Derek Castillo. Really, really loved it. James Roll asks, what's better, The Grudge 3 or The Grudge 2020? The Grudge 3 by a landslide. The Grudge 2020 is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. At least The Grudge 3 had a few competently made scenes with some decent scares, and at least you get to look at Shawnee Smith a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, And when you compare anything to The Grudge 2020, the only thing that's worse than The Grudge 2020 that I can think of off the top of my head is Jason Goes to Hell. Joel Cobra asks Pantera or Slipknot. Both. Fucking love both Pantera and Slipknot. Leon's Movie Corner asks, what's your favorite thing in your collection? Probably the Billy Puppet from Trick or Treat Studios. How could it not be? I love this thing, and I also put the little voice box in him, so he actually laughs. Yeah, I absolutely love this thing. The Billy Trick or Treat Studios prop replica, just so awesome. I freaking love that thing. The 10th anniversary Saw poster is also definitely in the conversation. I really love that poster. Next thing Leon's Movie Corner asks is, have you seen Jaws? Of course I've seen Jaws. I think it's a phenomenal movie. I really like the second one as well. I think they're both about on the same tier. I think I like the second one a little bit more than the first one, but I think they're both phenomenal. Third question is, what's your favorite Blu-ray that you own? A very good question. Give me a second here. Alrighty, I think it's got to go to either the Kill la Kill complete box set from Aniplex. This is the entirety of Kill la Kill on Blu-ray. It's my favorite show of all time. Or it's got to go to the Return of the Living Dead collector's edition. This is one of my favorite horror films. And this collector's edition is absolutely amazing. I love the slipcover. I love the artwork on there. And I love that you can reverse the artwork for the original poster art. For the other one, it has a full disc of special features. And all the special features are really, really, really phenomenal. Absolutely love it. The transfer is great. Yeah, this is definitely probably my favorite Blu-ray, and the Kill la Kill box set as well. So yeah, those are probably my two favorite Blu-rays in my collection. But yeah, this Kill la Kill box set's awesome as well. It's the full show in 2 Blu-rays, the first half and the second half right there. And it also has this cool book. Very, very, very awesome. I really love this box set. So those are definitely my 2 favorite Blu-rays in my collection. Alrighty, next question from another one from Leon's Movie Corner is favorite director. That would be James Wan, as you all know. James Wan is my favorite director. I think the dude's yet to make a bad movie. I really love his work, and he never puts his name to anything crap. Like there's like 10 Conjuring universe movies, and of those 10, only like 3 of them are good, and 2 of them are the ones directed by James Wan. So yeah, I really respect James Wan as a director. I love that dude's work. Can you review Jaws? Probably not. I don't really like to review. I don't really like to do just standard one video reviews. But at some point I'll probably rank all the Jaws movies. I still have to watch the 4th one. I've heard it's absolutely awful. So at some point I'll watch the 4th one, and then I'll rank them all, and that'll be kind of I'll give like mini reviews for all the movies in that video. But I don't do a lot of like single movie reviews, just because I personally just don't think I'm very good at it. I go back and rewatch the movie reviews after I post them, and I don't usually end up and I'm not usually too happy with them. It usually just feels like I'm kind of just stumbling on my words and whatnot. I don't really feel like I put through it's a good movie enough, because I try and fill up the video to make it long and interesting, and it kind of just falls flat on its face in my opinion. I just don't think I'm cut out for that kind of thing. I definitely like I go and watch like Cody Leach or Chris Stuckman or Jeremy Johns, and I say, wow, these guys are so good at doing this. I'm really not cut out for that type of thing. So at some point I'll rank the Jaws movies, and then I'll give like mini reviews during that. But I probably won't do very many more single movie reviews. I'll definitely finish the Saw one up, because that's a special franchise that I definitely want to talk about. But I don't plan on doing very many of those, and like new releases as well. I'll definitely do like new releases as well. So yeah, probably won't ever do like a single review for Jaws. Next thing he has is, what camera do you use? I record everything on my smartphone. I know it's kind of amateurish, but that's just how I do it right now. It might change in the future, but I think it does a pretty decent job personally. Can you review The Thing? Once again, same thing with the Jaws. I'll rank it at some point. My nose is all itchy, I apologize. I'll rank it at some point. I'll rank the whole franchise, which that'll be a fun one, because I really actually like the prequel as well for The Thing. I know a lot of people don't, but I really did like that prequel with Mary Elizabeth Winstead. So yeah, I'll rank them eventually. Never gonna do a single review for them, because like I said earlier with the Jaws thing, I just don't think I'm very good at it. But and I don't really want to upload shit. Like I hate it when I upload a video that I'm not happy with, because I go back and I watch all the videos I upload, and I think to myself how I could improve the video, or what I could do to make the next video better. And usually I'm pretty happy with all the videos that aren't movie reviews. And I'm usually pretty happy with the rankings as well. So that's kind of how I judge things. So that's why I'm not going to do very many single movie reviews. And the last question he asked is, do you like Slipknot? Fuck yes, I love Slipknot. One of my favorite bands of all time. My top 5 favorite Slipknot songs would be Wait and Bleed, because that was the first song I ever heard, and I just absolutely fucking love that song. Psychosocial, the Heretic Anthem, or yeah, Heretics Anthem. There's a lot of really great Slipknot songs. They've got so many great songs. Surfacing is definitely in the conversation. I fucking love Surfacing. Snuff is definitely in there as well. Yeah, I really love Slipknot. They're really great. Their newest album kicked ass too. Nero Fort, that's in my top 10 as well. That song's awesome. So, yeah, I love Slipknot. Next question is from Lil Tism. First question he asked is, what is your favorite It movie? Definitely the 2017 movie. I did not care for It Chapter 2 at all. I did not like that movie. And 1990 I think is great, but God, that 2017 movie, I honestly say is a masterpiece. I love that movie, man. I think it's the best horror movie to come out in like 10 years, personally. Just really fucking great. Are you ever gonna collect Hot Toys? No, I won't. I don't like Hot Toys personally. They're very expensive and they're kind of a commitment because you have to like don't their uniforms, don't their outfits get like dirty and then you have to like wash them and stuff like that? I don't want to deal with that shit. I just want to buy my figure, review it, and then throw it up on my collection wall. I don't really want to do that. However, I do really want to get the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn Hot Toy that has like the tassels on the sleeves. They revealed that. It just looks so fucking awesome. So I want to get that, and I just loved Birds of Prey so much. That's so far my favorite movie of 2020. So I'll probably buy that one, but no, I'm not interested in buying Hot Toys personally. Cloth or Ultimate? I love both, but I give it to Ultimate over Cloth just because, I don't know, while I do love both, I like the Ultimates just a little bit more personally. Probably because I like the box. I really like the boxes that the Ultimates come in, the opening box, all the accessories they come with. They're just, Ultimate figures are the best figures I have ever seen, period. I think most of them are 10 out of 10, honestly. Like, I know I review them and I give them like 9 out of 10, 7 out of 10, but honestly, very little Ultimate figures that I own, I would say are under 10 out of 10s in my opinion. I really love Ultimate figures. What scale? Definitely 7-inch. I really like the 7-inch figures. I think it's perfect. I have a lot of 6-inch figures because I have a lot of the Marvel Legend figures because I like superheroes a lot, but I like superhero movies a lot. I got a lot of the MCU ones, but I prefer the 7-inch scale over that. So yeah, 7-inch scale for me. Do you like Slipknot? Once again, absolutely fucking love Slipknot. Do you ever want to collect a full set of Funko Pops? The Purge ones that they came out with, I would love to get those. I haven't seen a single one of them in stores, unfortunately. I would buy them. I would definitely buy them if I did because I love the Purge. And I don't really have much to represent the Purge other than my awesome custom figure that I made. But, yeah, I would really like to get those Purge Funko Pops because those look awesome. I'm not a huge fan of Funko Pops, but I don't hate them nearly as much as most people seem to. But yeah, I would like to get the Purge ones. And if they ever went back and did like, went and did some Saw ones, I would probably collect all those as well, just because I love Saw so much. But, like, they did a Billy, and I've always wanted to get it, but it's really expensive these days, and I haven't been able to find it. So if they ever went back and did a Saw one, or they did like an Amanda and a John Kramer and whatnot, I'd definitely buy all those for sure. And next question he asks is favorite doll, Chucky, Tiffany, Glenn, or Annabelle. I don't know if he's giving me those as in like, pick one of these 4, or if those were just like an example and he meant to put like an etc. at the end. So I'll give 2 answers. If it's just favorite doll in general, then it definitely goes to Billy, of course. How could it not? Saw being my favorite movie of all time. So yes, if it's just any doll, period, then it goes to Billy. But if it's between those 4, it goes to Chucky, definitely. The next question he asks is, would you ever consider collecting the mystery minis, the Funko mystery minis? I bought a couple of the It Chapter 2 ones because I thought they looked really cool, and I ended up getting all the ones I really wanted, which I have down here, actually. So I got the mystery box here, and here's where I keep the mystery minis. So these are all the ones I got. I got the balloon one, which is the one I really, really, really wanted. This one was really easy to get to. I got a couple others. I got this one. This one's probably my favorite, actually. The skateboard one. That one's really cool. And I also got the Jack in the Box one, and I got the Zombie Georgie one. Man, that video was awesome. I also got the beaver hat one as well. So yeah, I got a bunch more. I got the Henry Bowers as well, and that Pennywise as well. So yeah, I got a couple of them, but they're cool. I think if they ever, I know there was the first series of horror icons that they did for the mystery minis. I absolutely freaking loved, and I would have loved to have all those because it was so cool, man. They had Jason, they had Freddy, they had Michael, they had Ghostface, Billy, Captain Spaulding. Those looked so cool. I would really love to get, I would really love to get that set, but the odds of it ever happening are really hard because like a full like sealed box of that first set of horror icons that they did goes for so much these days, man. But yeah. So yeah, I think the mystery minis are pretty cool and definitely fun to collect, but I probably won't buy very many more. Maybe if they come with another series of horror icons, because they've done 3 series, so maybe if they do a 4th series, I'll definitely buy a couple of them for sure, just to do like unboxing videos of them. But I don't know if I'll go for the full set or anything like that. And the last question he has is, what is your second favorite genre of movies? I really love superhero movies. I really love superhero movies. I've loved pretty much everything that the MCU has done. The only MCU movie I didn't love was Thor Dark World and Iron Man 3 to some extent, and I still kind of did still kind of like Iron Man 3. But yeah, I really love the MCU. Everything they've done in the past like 3 years I think is just absolutely fucking great. Like Infinity War was amazing. Loved Endgame so much. Thought Captain Marvel was great. Ant-Man and the Wasp I thought was great as well, and then what else there was? What else was there? There were a couple others that I'm missing. Doctor Strange, that one was great. Yeah, I really love the MCU. Guardians of the Galaxy, that one's fucking awesome. Yeah, I really love the MCU, and also really honestly love a lot of the older superhero movies as well. I know a lot of people don't really care for those older superhero movies, but I actually really like those. I absolutely love the Sam Raimi trilogy of Spider-Man. I absolutely fucking love that trilogy. So great, man. That is one of my favorite movie trilogies of all time. I actually really like a couple of the ones that everybody else hates, like the Daredevil movie I really like, and I really like the first Fantastic Four movie with Chris Evans and Jessica Alba. I know people really hate those movies, but I honestly really like those movies. Those are really fun. So yeah, I really like superhero movies. So yeah, superhero movies, second favorite genre of movies. Also like action movies a lot as well. Action movies are definitely in the conversation as well. So thanks so much for your questions, Lil Tism. You rock. Alright, next question from Crispy PSX. Would you buy a Wendy Torrance figure? Absolutely, I would buy a Wendy Torrance figure. Very definitely, absolutely. I'd buy the whole Torrance family, dedicate a whole shelf to The Shining. I really like The Shining, and Dr. Sleep I really loved as well. So the Tragmaster asks, what are your top 5 favorite movies? I know Saw is your favorite. Yes, Saw is my favorite. So obviously Saw is my #1 favorite. Top 5 favorite movies. 5 that come to mind. I'm not saying that these are the definitive top 5 favorite movies. I could change these. Like one day I could wake up and completely change this list. But top 5 favorite movies that come to mind. Saw, obviously. The Avengers 2010 is definitely in there. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is also definitely in there. The Blair Witch Project, probably. And it's between How to Train Your Dragon or Return of the Living Dead. One of those two, for sure. So yeah, those are my top 5 favorite movies off the top of my head. Like I said, those might change on like a daily. Those might change like on a different day, but those are the first 5 that come to mind. Thanks for your question, the Tragmaster. Blue Pop asks, favorite 80s horror movie and why? Return of the Living Dead by a landslide. I love Return of the Living Dead. I think 80s was definitely one of the best years for horror, was definitely one of the best decades for horror. I really love the stuff that came out in the 80s. Night of the Demons is another one I really love. A couple others, like The Shining came out in the 80s. So yeah, the 80s was definitely one of the best decades for horror. Oh, Sleepaway Camp. Really love Sleepaway Camp, the first one. Loved all of them, actually. Loved all 4 of the Sleepaway Camp movies. So yeah, Return of the Living Dead. And least favorite, don't have one. Haven't really watched much 80s horror that I didn't really love. So yeah, don't have one for that. Mac Owens asks, what's the most you've ever paid for a figure and do you regret it? Yes, I do regret it. It's the definitely gonna have to be the old Sam figure. I paid way too much for this, and I definitely do regret it because Neca gave us the Ultimate Sam, which I bought that figure because I love Sam so much as a horror icon and I wanted to have him in the collection. But then they got the license back, and I never thought they would get the license back. I never thought we would get another Sam figure. But then they got the license back and made the Retro Claw and the Ultimate, and they're both so freaking great. And so, yeah, I do definitely regret it. And I don't really say how much I paid for it because, yeah, it's a lot. Alright, thanks so much for your question, Mac Owens. Wicked Collectibles asks, what got you into collecting? Like I said before, it was MGO316 got me into collecting. He also got me into horror movies in general. Yeah, MGO316 is a Transformer reviewer that I used to watch all the time because I loved Transformers as a kid. I'm still sub to him just because I'll never stop supporting that dude. He's got me into so much things that I love. He got me into horror movies. He got me into collecting NECA figures. He got me into Kill la Kill. So yeah, that dude is one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, and I'll always support and respect him. And yeah, he got me into that with the 2017 figure. Thank you so much for your question, Wicked Collectibles. Jacob Marlowe asks, favorite Friday the 13th and why, and least favorite Friday the 13th and why. It used to be part 6, like by a landslide, but honestly these days, I think I actually give it to part 4, the final chapter. I really, really love part 4, the final chapter. I think it's a really well-structured movie, and I think it's one of the only movies in the entire franchise I think is a legitimately great movie. Like, I don't think that franchise has a lot of movies that I think are actually like really good movies, and I would have said 6, like if you had asked me like a month ago, I would have said 6, but now I think 6 is probably number 2, and I think part 4 is probably my favorite now, because part 4 is just, I don't know, I think it's a really well structured movie personally. And then least favorite, Jason Goes to Hell. It's my least favorite movie of all time. I despise that movie, every last second of it, with the exception of the scene when Freddy pulls his mask at the end, but that's at the very end of the movie. That's like 3 seconds. Fuck that movie. I hate Jason Goes to Hell. Death to Jason Goes to Hell. If you like it, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Fuck that movie. Mr. Psycho asks, favorite Korn song? God damn, that's a hard one. Korn is like my favorite band, period. But the top songs that come to mind are Clown and Unpredictable. Those are probably my favorite. Clown is just, that song is so fucking awesome. That opening riff is absolutely, like, immediately smashes you over the head with that fucking awesomeness with that riff. The chorus, the entire the riff at the end as well, so great. Clown is probably my favorite. Unpredictable though, very close as well. The main riff in Unpredictable, oh my god, that might be one of my favorite guitar riffs of all time. Yeah, Korn is one of my favorite bands. Other songs that definitely come to mind, Twisted Transistor is definitely in that conversation. Falling Away From Me, Good God, really definitely in there. Twist, I fucking love Twist. So yeah, favorite Korn song, probably Clown. Favorite horror filmmaker, like I said before, James Wan is definitely my favorite horror filmmaker. I love that dude. I love his work. Alright, next person to ask question, Jeremiah Marcus. He asked a whole bunch of questions. The first thing he asked is good guy or buddy? Good guy all the way. Nothing. I did really like the 2019 Chucky, but nothing will ever top Brad Dourif's Chucky. What horror movie would you want to be in if you had to be in one? The Purge. I think I could kick ass in The Purge, personally, man. I would, yeah. I think I could probably do some damage in The Purge, man. I feel like that would be a cool one. Or Zombieland. That one would be really fun as well. Because if you're in Zombieland, there's no rules. You kind of just, there's no laws to follow. You can kind of go anywhere you want, be whatever kind of person you want. It'd be pretty fun. I think being in Zombieland would be kind of fun. Although, I would be lying if I said I wasn't. I'm pretty terrified of fast-moving zombies. Like, I don't think zombies are very scary in general, but fast-moving zombies, those are honestly pretty terrifying in my opinion. Alright, so yeah, definitely either The Purge or Zombieland. What remake would you want? No, I absolutely fucking hate remakes. I hope they die. The only remake that I've ever really liked was the It remake. The My Bloody Valentine remake I think is decent. The Texas Chainsaw remake I think is okay, but yeah, death to remakes. I'm all for the death to remakes notion. I fucking hate remakes. I hope they stop. I don't like remakes personally. And like I've been hearing rumors that they're gonna remake Jaws, and I'm like, stop it. It needs to stop. Remakes are dumb. They're bad. The only remakes that are really great are like the really old ones, like John Carpenter's The Thing and David Cronenberg's The Fly. They're not good. I don't even really consider the 2017 It a remake. Also, the 2019 Chucky, that's barely a remake either. Like, that movie's barely even a Chucky movie at all. So, I hate remakes. I honestly really hate them. I wish they would stop. The few that came out recently, like the Pet Sematary one, that movie was awful. Oh my god, that movie was horrendous. I hate remakes. I'm sorry, but I hate them. I don't want any more remakes. What character would you want to play? I assume, for what horror movie would I be in? I'd probably be like someone like, because my answer was The Purge, obviously. So I'd probably want to be someone like Betty Gabriel's character from election year. That would be really cool. Like drive around, help people out on Purge Day that need help. Take out the really fucking those really fucking terrible people. If you guys ever haven't seen there was this really funny video on YouTube. It's called like When the Purge Ends. Really funny video. You should watch it if you haven't already. He's got there's 5 murderous psychopaths cornering this guy in a corner, and they're getting ready to kill him, and then the sirens go off, and it's like the purge is over, and the dudes are just like, oh, alright, cool. And then they turn out they're super nice, happy guys. They're like, sorry we killed your whole family and everything, and then they just walk away. It's really funny video. You should watch it if you haven't already. Really, really funny video. Alrighty. Slasher or supernatural? Interesting question. I think slashers are generally more entertaining, but I think supernaturals are generally more interesting. And when it comes to interesting versus just raw entertainment, I think I'd personally like something a little bit more interesting, something that can kind of get my mind thinking a little bit, something that kind of sticks with me. Because I'll be honest, most of the slashers I watch, well, I think they're entertaining and fun. I don't remember them that well. Most of the Friday the 13th movies kind of mesh together for me. So yeah, overall, I'd say supernatural over slasher. I just think they're better movies in general, personally. Alrighty, next one. Gorefest or thriller? That's another good one. Thriller, for sure. Same kind of argument. I like a movie that has a more lasting effect on me than just, ew, that was gross. Personally, anyway. Alright, next one. What versus match would you want? Ash versus Leatherface. A chainsaw duel. That'd be really cool. Favorite non-horror franchise? That's a good question. I really like the Harry Potter franchise. I really like the Harry Potter movies. Those are all really fun. I even like the one that everybody hates. I think is 6 or 5. Is it? Yeah, the one that everybody hates. I actually really like that one. I really like the Breaking Bad franchise. Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, El Camino. I like a couple animes. Kill la Kill, like I said, is my favorite show of all time. Kill la Kill. Absolutely adore that show. I think that show's flawless start to finish. Yeah, those are probably my favorite horror franchises. I really love that. Harley Quinn. I really love Harley Quinn as well. She's my favorite comic book character. So, yeah, there we go with that one. What would your weapon of choice be? Some kind of lever action, rifle or Winchester. Something like Woody Harrelson's gun in Zombieland. I just love lever action, man. I love that spinning shit. I even have a Nerf gun that's lever action. I like to do tricks with it. I love lever action, man. It's my favorite. It's my favorite kind of weapon. Lever action, Winchester rifle or something like that. Love that shit. And what cartoon character do you most connect with? I didn't really watch a lot of cartoons growing up. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only cartoons I really watched growing up were SpongeBob, because what kid didn't? Invader Zim, which is probably my favorite, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. I love Invader Zim. And the original Teen Titans show. The good one, not fucking Go. Fuck that show. The original Teen Titans show. Those were the only cartoons I really watched. As a kid, I was much more into comedies. Friends was a show I watched a lot as a kid. And then the Dan Schneider shows, I watched those a lot, like Drake and Josh, iCarly, Victorious, Zoe 101. Those were the kind of shows I watched, so I never really got much into cartoons. And I watched a couple animes as well, like Bleach, Kill la Kill, obviously. I think I've gone on about Kill la Kill enough for that. Yeah, so I wouldn't say I really connect with any of the characters from those. I feel like I'm a pretty unique person. I personally like to think I'm not a very one-note person. I have a lot of interests and a lot of things that kind of yeah, that basically. So I don't really think I have a good answer for that question. I apologize. But if we're just talking favorite cartoon character of all time, probably, well, I don't really know if she counts, but I really love Ryuko from Kill la Kill. She's probably my favorite cartoon, my favorite animated character of all time. I just love her. So, yeah, there you have that question. Alright, next person has a question. Jason Lemus, he asked a whole bunch of stuff. What Ultimate do you want the most? I actually did a full video where I gave top 10 Ultimate figures I'd really like to see. I'd recommend checking that out if you haven't already. But the 2 that I would want the most are Kayako and Jigsaw. Those are the 2 I'd want the most. Have you ever seen Terrifier? Unfortunately, I have seen Terrifier. Wow, that movie is, that's the prime example of a movie that I think just takes it too far. I'm not a fan of that movie at all. I am kind of looking forward to the sequel because Felicia Rose is in it, and I just love Felicia Rose. So I'll watch the sequel, but not a fan of the movie. Right, next question. Elm Street or Halloween? Elm Street. Would you rather fight Pennywise or Freddy? Easy, Pennywise, because as long as I know it's easier said than done, but if you just don't be afraid of Pennywise, he can't really do anything to you. Freddy will just kill you. So Pennywise for sure. Who has the better one-liners, Chucky or Freddy? Chucky, I think, in my opinion. I think Freddy's one-liners kind of died off after the third movie. I do really like a lot of his earlier ones. My favorite Freddy line of all time is, "Help yourself, fucker!" That's my favorite Freddy line of all time. So I do think he has some good one-liners, but I think Chucky has some of the best one-liners, period. I like, "Presto, you're dead. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You've been very naughty, Miss Kettlewell." So great. That guy is the king of one-liners. So yeah, Chucky for me. He has a couple other questions as well. Let's see here. Which horror icon had a bigger impact? Leatherface, Michael Myers, Norman Bates. I say Michael Myers for sure. I think Michael Myers was pretty much responsible for like most of the slashers. I don't think he was responsible for Freddy, because if you've heard Wes Craven's story for how he came up with Freddy, I don't think Michael Myers pretty much had any impact on that whatsoever. But Jason, I think, was definitely influenced by Michael Myers, and the fact that Jason is that I'm a Team Jason guy. Jason's my favorite horror icon. Definitely think Michael Myers had the biggest impact personally. Righty. Which Clive Barker movie do you like more, Nightbreed or Hellraiser? I think they're both great, but I'd say Hellraiser over Nightbreed. I think Nightbreed's great, but Hellraiser I think is a masterpiece. I think Hellraiser is one of the best horror films ever made. But yeah, Nightbreed's great. And then he asks, Predator or Alien, the movie over the creature, I guess. I've always been a Team Predator guy. I do really like the original Alien, and I do like a couple of the sequels, but I've always been a Team Predator guy. I think Predator is so badass and so awesome. I love the design of Predator, and the original Predator is a fucking amazing movie. And I also really love Predators as well. And I rewatched The Predator a couple weeks ago, and that movie, while I don't think it's very good at all, it's pretty entertaining. Like, it's a pretty fun movie overall. So, yeah, I've always been a Team Predator guy, personally. So, thanks so much for your question, Jason Lemus. Very, very awesome of you to participate. And I do believe... Alright, next up. Cash Fagner asks, favorite Five Nights at Freddy's? I only like the first two. I don't care about anything after the first two. But of the first two, I really like them both, but I'd say the first one overall, just because the first one genuinely scared me the first time I got into it as a kid. It genuinely scared me, and it was the birth of the franchise. It gave me Bonnie, who I would say is like one of my most sacred horror characters, because he's probably the reason he probably played a big part in me getting into horror. So yeah, definitely the first one, but I love the second one as well. I think the second one's really great and kind of underrated too. So yeah, thank you for your question at Cash Fagner. That's an interesting name. Right, another one from AJ. What made you want to become a YouTuber? I've actually been a YouTuber for over 5 years now. You guys might not know, but my channel's been through so many different iterations. It used to be a gaming channel, and at one point it was a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, and at one point it was it's been so many different things that it's I don't really think there was a big influence on it. It started off as a gaming channel where I played the games I actually showed you on my Switch. I played them over on Steam. But I've gotten rid of all those videos just because I want to focus on the horror thing, because it's by far the most fun I've ever had on my channel, and people are actually watching it and I think enjoying it, because my channel's never thrived more in its entire life, and I'm so happy with where it is right now. So yeah, I don't really think I have a good answer for that. Yeah, I kind of just started. I always kind of wanted to be it. I used to watch YouTubers all the time that I enjoy. That actually goes into another question I have actually next up here. So thanks for that question. But I'm gonna move on to Victor A, who asks, what are some of your other favorite YouTubers? He actually says horror YouTubers specifically, but I'm just gonna make it YouTubers, because I actually don't watch a lot of horror YouTubers. The only one that I really watch that I consider a horror YouTuber is Cody Leach. He's one of my favorite YouTubers, period. I just really like that guy's content. I just think he does a really great job with his videos, especially his movie reviews. I just think he's really good at reviewing movies. And that's also one of the reasons why I don't think I'm as good, because I compare my reviews to him, and I'm just like, wow, this review is just awful. I watch my Saw review, the review I did for the original Saw, and then I watch his, and I'm like, God, he's so good at putting points together and expressing these opinions really well. I really enjoy that guy's content. But other YouTubers that I like that aren't horror related, I love Game Grumps. They're probably my favorite YouTuber, period. They make me laugh. I love love Game Grumps. Penguin Z, Critical, I think I love that dude. He just makes me laugh. The pitch meetings, Screen Rant, not Screen Rant in general, just the pitch meetings, Ryan George, I guess. That dude is fucking hilarious. Those pitch meetings are some of my favorite videos to watch. Those are so funny, man. I love those things. Those might be like the best videos that are coming out today, man. Those are so great. So yeah, those are some of the ones that come to mind. Is there a particular movie that got you into horror? I would say the original Child's Play, because the first one I watched that got me into the state that I am now was It Chapter 1. But after watching It Chapter 1 and then later getting the figure after watching Emgo's video, and then Emgo, he started getting some of the other figures, I started to get it, and he got the Chucky figure, and I was like, this Chucky figure is so cool, and I've always heard about Chucky, and I've never seen the movies. So I decided, why not? I'm gonna go watch the original Child's Play, and I just fucking loved it. That movie swept me off my feet. That movie is so phenomenal. That's another movie that's probably in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. That question from earlier in the video. That movie's certainly in the conversation. The original Child's Play, I think, is it's just a masterpiece, man. I love that movie. So I would say the original Child's Play for sure. And then the sequels as well. I loved every single one of the Chucky movies. Didn't love Bride and Seed the first time I watched them, but like the second and third time I watched them, fell in love. So I love every single one of the Chucky movies. But yeah, to answer that question, I would say the original Child's Play. And then he also asked, were you always into horror as a kid? No, I was not. I hated horror as a kid. It scared the shit out of me as a kid. It kept me up at night. And this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while now, because you guys don't know this, but Saw was like my biggest fear as a child, which is one of the reasons why I think I love Saw so much these days, because Saw scared the shit out of me as a kid before I'd even seen the movie. I had only seen pictures of Billy, and I had seen the picture of Shawnee in the bear trap, and the movie just scarred me, man. It was so fucking scary. I think it was after me and my sister were up late at night watching a Neca video that was like a movie a minute Saw type thing. It was like Saw 12 or something like that. You might be able to find the video. I don't know if he's deleted. I don't really watch him anymore, but yeah, that was my introduction to the franchise, and it scarred me as a kid. The movie scared the shit out of me. It got to the point, like, I saw anything Saw, like, I saw the movie in Walmart, and I would run away from the movie section. It scared the shit out of me. But when I got into horror, and when I actually got into horror, I watched the Child's Play franchise, I watched the Evil Dead franchise, and I watched the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Those were the first 3 franchises I watched that got me into horror. And I kept saying to myself, I'm still never gonna watch Saw. I'm too scarred from that movie. I'm too scared to watch it. But my curiosity just kept getting higher and higher and higher and higher, and I finally gave in and I said, fuck it. I went to Walmart, I bought the full collection, the DVD collection that I have down there, and I watched it. I came home and I watched the full franchise in like a week, and the first movie just swept me off my fucking feet. I could not believe how masterful that movie was, and the fact that I was so horrified of it my whole life, and the fact that I loved it so much. That is probably the main reason why that movie is my favorite of all time, because I'm sure a lot of people, like, I can't believe that that's his favorite movie of all time. Why on earth would that be his favorite movie of all time? That is probably why. Just because as a kid, that movie scared the ever-living shit out of me. It kept me up at night before I even seen the fucking movie. I saw a freaking comedy video on it, and it scared me that much after seeing Billy one time. Billy he scarred my nightmares, man. So yeah, that is probably why Saw is my favorite movie of all time. That's why that movie is so special to me. For that reason. So there you go. Now you know. I have finally let that information out. I kind of wanted to do a full video on that at some point, but there you go. Now you all know. Alrighty, what's your favorite horror subgenre? Psychological horror. I love psychological horror. Psychological horror, just a horror movie that will completely throw you for a loop and sweep you off your feet. Honestly, I love stuff that can do that in general. That's one of the things I loved about Kill la Kill, because Kill la Kill does that halfway through the series. It throws you for a loop and flips the whole thing on its head, and your brain doesn't even know how to convey it, man. It knocks your socks off, and that's the kind of thing I love. That's why the ending of Saw is so memorable to me, because it just, like, it happens, and like I'm like laying back in my bed, and the ending happens, and it starts unwinding, and I just start getting closer and closer to the edge of my seat, and I'm just like, I love that kind of shit. That is my favorite kind of thing. A movie that has a lasting effort on you, that completely throws you for a loop and flips the whole thing on its head and does it in a very good fashion. I love that shit. So yeah, psychological horror for me. Favorite Nightmare on Elm Street, the third one. I really like Part 3 of Dream Warriors. Was there ever a time where you've questioned your love of horror and how others might view that? No, I don't really give a shit what other people think about me. Trust me, if I did, I certainly wouldn't be on YouTube. But yeah, I don't care what other people think about me. I tell people Saw is my favorite movie of all time, and they go, "Oh, so you're a freak then?" And I just like, I don't really care what you think. I like good movies. What more can I say? So yeah, I don't really give a shit what other people think about me. Like, it's just the kind of person I am. I used to, back when I was a kid, I used to be very self-conscious about how people viewed me, but these days I just don't give a shit. I just don't care. So yeah, no, I don't. And also, like once again, Kill la Kill is my favorite show of all time, and that show is certainly a show. Like, you tell someone you love Kill la Kill, they'll probably throw their eyebrows at you and be like, "Oh, so you're a creepy weirdo then?" And I'm just like, I don't really give a shit what you think about me. I like good shows and I like good movies. Deal with it. So yeah, that's the kind of person I am. John Gonzalez, thanks so much for your question, Victor A. Really great questions. Really loved answering those ones. John Gonzalez asks, has your sister gotten anything new in her collection? Too much. At some point, I'll do another video on her collection, but she's gotten too much. So much stuff. She's completely redone it. She's got detolfs now with just loaded to the brim with anime figures and whatnot and statues. It's gotten out of control. Her collection's this times like 10, man. At some point, I'll do another video on it because she does want me to do another one on it, so... Thanks for your question, John Gonzalez. I know you are a huge supporter of the channel, so thanks so much for that. Alrighty, and the final two questions I got, we are finally here. Oh man, this video was a ton of fun. Antonio Magallanes asks, do you plan on getting the reissue Lost Tribe for the Predator? No, I won't be getting any more non-horror related NECA figures. I'm not interested anymore. I have the only Predator and Alien figures I display now are my original Predator and my Big Chav. Those are the only two Predator and Alien figures I display. The rest I've put in my closet, which I honestly do feel kind of guilty about it because I do think they're great figures, but I just kind of want to focus on horror. I'm not like that big. I'm not really that interested in Predator 2 especially. I don't think it's a terrible movie, but yeah, I'm not interested in getting all those. Especially those Predators all had like 2 seconds of screen time, man. Like, sorry, I just don't care. And then the other one is, were there any SDC exclusive NECA figures you wanted but didn't get? Absolutely, pretty much every single one of them. The sketched Pennywise was definitely one I really wanted to get that I missed out on. There were definitely a couple more. Like, yeah, pretty much any of them, honestly. The only SDC exclusive NECA figure I got was the John Connor. And I'm really glad I got that one because that's a great figure. But yeah, I would have loved to have them all, obviously. Alrighty, that is it. Wow, that was a long, very, very long video. I'm completely out of breath. There you have it, everybody. Thank you all so much for participating in this Q&A. This was an extremely fun video. I really enjoyed this. Got to talk about a ton of stuff. Yeah, just an extremely fun video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Hit me up on Discord. We can chat over there if you want that. The link will also be in the description below for the Discord. But yeah, there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more NECA and horror content. And this is DK Guillotine. Signing out.